Right. We are joined alongside by David the Crow Loiseau, who is good friend George St. Pierre, is defending the UFC Welterweight Championship, UFC 129, live and only on pay-per-view this upcoming Saturday in front of 55,000 fans at the Rogers Center here in Toronto. David, let's talk about this big fight. One of your very good friends, one of your best friends, George St. Pierre, defending his title. What's the mood of the gym? What's the mood amongst the entire group as you guys prepare for the biggest fight of George St. Pierre's career?
Well, George is very focused, at the level he's at, right now there's no, you got to stay as relaxed and cool as possible, you don't want to overstress it, he's been doing this for years and he's ready.
Now, tell us about the evolution of this sport. You've been fighting for over 10 years, almost 11 years now. Did you ever think that MMA would get to the point where it is today? 55,000 fans, the first event in Toronto, and there's just such a buzz and an energy all over the world about UFC 129.
I've had visions, I've had dreams of this, but I'm very happy it happens now. And the first time is that big in Canada. It's awesome. It's very awesome. I'm very proud to be a part of this, and it's great.
Knowing that you have helped, really to work hard with TriStar, and TriStar now is known all over the world for being an elite mixed martial arts camp. How good does that feel for you, knowing that you've been there since practically the inception?
Man, it feels great. It's like on the card. There's Ivan Menjivar. I told Ivan to come to the gym, TriStar, and train. Same thing with George, with Yves Jabouin. Because I was the one performing on the international stage before them. And I brought them in, and now it's like it's crazy. It's great. They're part of the biggest card in MMA history, and I'm very proud of that.
Is it almost like watching your kids grow up? I mean, because you bring some of these guys in, and you work hard with them, et cetera, et cetera. And now you're seeing them in front of 55,000 fans, UFC 129.
Yeah, it's not my kids, not watching my kids like my brothers, like my little brothers that made it, and I'm just so proud. And I'm very grateful to be a part of this.
You got back on the winning track. You are now at Tai Chi Palace. I mean, tell us about getting that win in February. I know that, you were in the UFC. You got an opportunity to get back, but things didn't fall your way in that fight. But you immediately got back on the horse, fought for Tai Chi Palace, and now you're looking to defend that title again very soon.
Yeah, it happened February 18th. It was a great fight. I was happy to go out there and just focus on myself, on my performance, on my strategy, and it went very well. So I'm very happy and grateful for the opportunity to fight for the title, and now I'm ready to defend in August.
So in August, is there any idea of who your opponent's going to be? Have they been talking to you about that?
No, just it's looking like August 5th. Yeah.
So now I know you've been helping the guys train and stuff. Have you been yourself really in hardcore conditioning, getting ready to, enter camp yourself?
Absolutely. I always train. I'm a martial artist, so I'm always training. I don't take time. I take maybe a few days to rest my body after a fight, but that's about it. I train because I love it, not because it's a job, so I'm always ready.
George said a saying in the countdown show, during the primetime show, that a fighter is a fighter that just trains when he has a fight coming up, but a martial artist is someone who is always training, always trying to get better, always trying to improve their disciplines. Is that the mentality at the TriStar gym?
Absolutely. It's martial arts. It's you have to train every day. It's not a job. For most of us, it's a way of life. So it has nothing to do with money or fame or anything like that. If I retire, or when I retire, I'm still gonna keep training. It's part of my life.
Now, David, what have you guys been trying to do, concoct the game plan in preparation for Jake Shields? Clearly, he's an outstanding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, really does a lot of very good on the ground, a ground wizard almost, and George is very excited about this fight. He said that he wanted this fight rather than someone wanting him. So, what have you guys been trying to emulate and put George through to be at the peak possible condition in preparation for Jake Shields?
Well, George always brings in the best of the best, or goes and train with the best, to get ready for his opponents. So obviously he went down to New York and trained at Renzo Gracie's academy. Brought in a few black belts during camp to train with us, and a few wrestlers. Yeah, George is always going out there and reaching for the best. You know, going and training with the best at all in every discipline.
Now, for you, you're one of his best friends. You know, rather than just talk business in the fight, you know, how important is it for you to kind of keep the mood light with him and you guys just enjoy each other's company and not really focus on the fight all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because it can burn you out?
Absolutely. You know, we joke around. You know, we just joke around and take it easy and talk about different stuff. But we also talk about fighting a lot because we love it. You know, it's not because it's like, oh, it's a job and it's stressful. You know, we do talk about fights and the fight itself because we love what we do. It's
Your fans first and foremost.
Sorry?
Your fans first and foremost.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we practice it every day, so we have to talk about it. You know, for sure.
Do you have any idea of how it's going to feel? I mean, have you thought about how it's going to feel before he's getting ready to walk out and you're in there with him, walking him out, walking right behind him, when you feel those 55,000 of your countrymen loud on their feet, screaming, going crazy this Saturday?
It will be intense, that's for sure. But there's one time when George fought Matt Serra, the second fight at the Bell Center. We couldn't hear nothing. It was so loud, you know. But that was like 22,000. So now it's
55, though, well over 30,000 more than that.
Yeah, now it's 55. So I don't know how it's gonna be. I might bring in the earplugs when I walk out, you know. But it's gonna be crazy.
David, give us your prediction for GSP's fight against, obviously, Jake Shields. This is going to be a very big fight, very important, and going to be competed at a very high level.
Solid performance by George. I predict he will stop Jake Shields in the second or third round.
And now looking ahead towards your career, is there anybody that you want? If Tai Chi Palace can give you one guy, who would that be?
My toughest opponent is David Loiseau. This is the toughest guy I've ever fought. So you know, there's no one in particular I want to fight because honestly,